Hi, my name is Samantha Pious, and I'm going to read a few Portuguese poems by Judith Teixeira, together with my translations into English. Teixeira was a bisexual woman poet who lived and wrote in Lisbon in the 1920s, on the eve of the Salazar dictatorship. These poems and translations can be found in my new book, Cactus Flowers, which appeared in June through Headmistress Press. In the US, since perhaps the 2016 election, it's become kind of fashionable to compare the present moment with, say, Weimar Germany. Now, one can't predict the future, but our reality has been looking a little too close to the 1935 novel It Can't Happen Here by Sinclair Lewis, a little too close for comfort. So Judith Teixeira was writing at kind of a similar time in Portugal. Literature was flowering, the feminist movement was achieving real gains, sexual mores were loosening up a bit, and then came the backlash. So given this context, we might expect Teixeira's poetry to be somewhat didactic, but she doesn't really mention women's rights or even denounce fascism, at least not directly. She was well aware of the political situation. Her first book was actually seized and destroyed by the city government at the urging of a fascist youth group. But to all this, she responded in prose. Her prose manifesto has been recently translated by Chris Gerry. With her it's been translated by Chris Gerry, sorry. Chris Gerry, and apologies, Chris, you can find his translation in the Brazilian academic journal En Teoria. But so Judith Teixeira, with her poetry, she's not didactic, she's doing something pretty different. In her poetry, she celebrates desire, pleasure and joy, and she records undesire, sorrow and pain. She doesn't tell us what we should do, but she shows us what we could be. I'm going to read 3 poems and 3 translations, alternating between Portuguese and English. I'll read the Portuguese first. Flores de cactus. Flores de cactus, resplandecentes, espelhantes, encarnadas, rubras gargalhadas de cortesãs, embriagam-se de sol, pelas douradas manhãs, viçosas e ardentes. Bela flor imprudente, brilha melhor o sol rutilante nas suas pétalas vermelhas, e sugestivo o ar insolente e petulante, como se deixa morder pelas douradas abelhas. Nascem para ser beijadas e possuídas pelo sol abrasador, lascivas, predestinadas para os mistérios do amor. Eu gosto desta flor pagã e sensual, que no místico ritual se entrega toda aberta aos beijos fulvos do sol. Ó flor do cactus enrubescida, no teu vermelho há sangue, há vida. Eu tenho uma enorme sede de viver. Cactus flowers. Cactus flowers, shining bright, incarnadine, and mirror-like, the scarlet smiles of concubines, drunk on sun, on golden dawn, passionate and strong. Beautiful flower, devoid of shame. The radiant sun shines all the better in her petals, red as flame. How redolent their insolent, petulant air, stung by fair gold honeybees. Born to be kissed, to be possessed by the blazing sun, lascivious, predestined for the mysteries of love. This pagan, sensual flower is my delight, which, in a mystic rite, surrenders, spreading wide her petals to the sun's blonde kiss. Blushing, flushing cactus flower, in your bright red there's love, there's life, and I have such a thirst to live. A Estatua, o teu corpo branco e esguio, prendeu todo o meu sentido. Sonho que pela noite, altas horas, aqueces o mármore frio do alvo peito entumecido. E quantas vezes pela escuridão, a arder na febre de delírio, os olhos roxos como lírio, venho espreitar os gestos que eu sonhei. Sinto os rumores de uma convulsão, a confessar tudo o que eu cismei. O Vênus sensual, pecado mortal do meu pensamento, tens nos seios de bicos acerados, num tormento, a singular ação dos meus cuidados. The statue, your white and slender form, has left me wholly senseless. At night I dream, in the witching hours, that frigid marble warms your rising, longed-for breast. How often in the dark have I, burning with fever delirium, eyes red as lilies, come to spy on movements which I dream will come. I feel convulsions, hear a cry, confessing all I brood upon. Sensual Venus, mortal sin of my intellect, your breasts have nipples hard as steel, and this ordeal is the sole cause of all my thoughtfulness. Perfis decadentes, através dos vitrais, ia a luz espreguiçar-se em listas faiscantes sobre as sedas orientais, de cores luxuriantes, sons ritmados dolentes, num sensualismo intenso, vibram misticismos decadentes por entre nuvens de incenso. Longos esguios extáticos, entre as ondas vermelhas do cetim, dois corpos esculpidos em marfim, soergueram-se nostálgicos, somnâmbulos e enigmáticos, os seus perfis esfíngicos e cálidos estremeceram na ânsia de uma beleza pressentida, dolorosamente pálidos. Fitaram-se as bocas sensuais, os corpos subtilizados, femininos, entre mil cintilações irreais, enlaçaram-se nos braços longos e finos, e morderam-se as bocas abraçadas, em contorções de fúria, ensanguentadas. Foi beijo doloroso a estrebuçar agonias, nevrótico, ansioso, em estranhas epilepsias, sedas escarçadas, dispersão de sons, arco-íris de rendas, eriçando tons, e ficou no ar, a vibrar, a estertorar, encandecido, grito dolorido. Decadent profiles. Through the windows came the spreading light, in sparkling stripes on oriental silks, luxuriant and bright. Rhythmic, painful sounds, sensual, intense, mystic, decadent, resound in clouds of frankincense. Tall, slender, static, half hidden in the crimson satin waves. Two marble sculpted bodies nostalgically raise themselves, somnambulant and enigmatic. Their sphinx-like forms grow warm and shake, craving a beauty they anticipate, gone pale with pain. Those bodies, a meeting of their sensual lips. Those bodies, frail and feminine, among 1,000 shining, flickering myths, entwine in lithe arms, sinuous and fine, and how their passionate mouths did bite, wet with blood, contorting with spite, a painful kiss, in writhing agonies, neurotic, anxious, alien epilepsies, tattering silks, shattering sounds, rainbow laces, dazzling tones, and, in the air, a throbbing, sobbing, white-hot scream of despair. That was Cactus Flowers. Thank you, everybody, for listening.